Followers of the Dark Bunny, we have a trick for you all to see today. This is a hobby cheat, really, and we wanted to take a moment to share it with you all. So when we clean models, regardless of the level that we're doing, painting these models to, we want you basically to see what our process is. And so here you've got, we've just got a piece of plastic. I want to show you all, this happens all the time. If you're building models, you see these little plastic pieces build up and tend to get into those little recesses that you can't quite get to with an X-Acto blade. So what we've got here, Liquid Magic Plastic Weld. This stuff is amazing. You guys will be able to find it here. Mostly you can find it like at a Hobby Lobby. You can find it online with retailers, but yeah, this is one brand. There is others. When we were up in Canada visiting some of our friends, we found some Plastiques Adhesive et Solvant. It is basically the same thing. It's liquid plastic that would help fuse plastic together. And what we do here, instead of just using it to glue pieces together, we use it to melt plastic and clean up. And so what you're going to see here is how this stuff literally just dissolves it. Get a little bit on my brush here so you guys can see. And you do want to use a beat up old brush. But look at how that stuff just melts. It's glorious. we can't get enough of this. We'll probably go through a couple bottles a month, but it is worth it because it saves time, it looks better, and I mean, I can't ask for an easier way to clean up. So here's how it looks when you're dissolving the plastic pieces, but to make it even better, this stuff works magic when closing in gaps. So like on these cloaks, if any of you guys have built Mechanicum or you guys have models that have cloaks, you know how much of a pain it is to get those to be seamless. How many times have you painted that model and you see that edge just protruding out? Looks terrible. So this is how you resolve that. So you can come in here. Now I'll use a little bit of that plastic when I'm putting this, putting the piece together. I'll paint it in between the seams, and then once it's been glued, I can come in here and just paint along that seam, and it will help to mask that and give you a very, very smooth transition. Sometimes it'll start to dry out there while you're painting it, no problem. Just come back, get your brush wet again, and go back over it. So that will help remove that seam. You'll get a smooth finish, and you are golden. So on the other side here, it's a little hard to see, but I'm going to bend that back a little bit, but you can see how that transition is in there, that seam. So I'm going to come back in here, pull it, paint it in there a little bit, hold it together, give it a couple seconds. Sometimes you may need to hold it a little longer, depending on how hard the plastic might be pulling away from it. But hopefully you guys can see that, but the seam has come closer together, and all right, and then I'm going to go back a little bit more, add a little bit more in there. See that underneath, and maybe I should have just shown this from the beginning, but underneath there it's really obvious. Look at that. Hold it a little longer, and it's pretty much dry already. So you may need to make a couple passes on that. I'm not going to do the whole thing here and take all your time, but that's how this stuff works. It's amazing. Pick it up. It's about $8 retail, I believe. At least the plastic weld is. In Canada, I have no idea. You guys have crazy currency. Just messing. But yeah. So if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below the video. And don't forget to follow the rabbit.